Okay, Merciless Vaughn back here with another Bleach Brave Souls video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at the Lunar New Year's Renji that came out earlier this year. I think that's when it was. Anyway, this was another character that you could have voted for in the poll selection, so if this character made it into the poll selection, let's see if he's worth being in there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 250 subscribers. I am very close. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this Renji is a Mind Soul Reaper affiliation unit with the Ranker Killer. I only have one copy, so that attack is at level 10. He has a soul trait of normal attack damage plus 20%. Taking a look at his abilities, he is a melee unit with Lacerate on all of his abilities except for his SA2. His SA2 is a boost. His innate skills are Sprinter plus 1, full stamina only, increased normal attack damage 40%, freeze resistance 100%. As for his other skills, he has a 20% Bruiser, 40% Berserker, follow-up Flurry plus 1, Defibrillator plus 2 seconds, increased melee damage except in some quest types 10%, increased melee damage in guild quest 30%, Enhancer, Poise, Multi-Barrier plus 2, increased killer effect except in some quest types 30%, increased killer effect in guild quest. So as you can see, he is just basically a guild quest unit for melee or ranker elite. So yeah, he's not really anything great or anything. He's just a NAD unit that you can use for melee or ranker weekend guild quest. And that's pretty much it for his skills. As for the links and accessories that we are going to be using for this showcase, the Chappie dispenser, hollow bait, and the wooden sword. Unfortunately, I do not have the golden mine Chappie. If I did, I would be using that instead of this wooden sword. As long as I've been playing this game, I still don't have a mine golden Chappie. Unfortunate, but what can you do about it? As for the links, I'm going to be using this Okira, Isuke, and the Byakuya. And as for the bonus abilities, I gave him full stamina damage boost and the extra 200 attack that you can get. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump into some content to see what he can do. Alright, so here we are in an inheritance trial. There are a ranker and also hollow enemies in this one. He will have killer against the ranker enemies, not the hollow enemies, so do keep that in mind. Here's his nat string, and you know, just a regular basic old nat string. And just to show off his strong attack, starting with his strong attack 1. The strong attacks probably really won't be anything major because he is a melee unit. But here is his SA2. As you can see, we do have that multi-barrier skill active, which is great. And as for his SA3, so yeah, I mean, not much to say about this character. This is a character that you do have a chance to pull from the poll selection, so if you need someone for melee or ranker weekend guild quest, yeah, you might get lucky enough to pick him up if he's in the banner. I took damage, so now I lost that full stam for my normal attacks. If that gets me back. Nope, it won't. And as for the poll selection, I don't know what units are going to be in there. I haven't really looked to see for myself, but I'm pretty sure the anniversary units will be in there, obviously. I do believe that Tensei's and Getsu and the swimsuit units are going to be in there as well. So it'll be a pretty decent banner if you are going to summon on it. I don't know if I'm going to summon on it or not, though. I'd say the only bad thing about this character is he doesn't have the booster skill, which is just unfortunate. The booster skill will just buff that SA2 that he has. It'll, you know, just, yeah, increase its effect. And another bad thing about this unit is, that I would say, is that he's a melee NAD unit. I mean, me personally, I like NAD units mostly because, in my opinion, they're just better to farm with than SP units are. But yeah, him being a melee NAD unit, he gets closer to the enemies just to do his damage, which just isn't really ideal when I try to auto some content. Alright, so here we are in his solo inheritance trial. It is ranker enemies this time around, and he is immune to freeze, so he's an ideal character to use. But at the time of this recording, this IT is about to end, so yeah, kind of a last minute showcase for this unit on this IT. But as for the next few minutes, he is just a great character to use. But for the next time this one comes around, you can use him if you want to. I mean, his only real use that you will use in IT will be his SA2, just because of the multi-barrier and the boost. But he doesn't have the booster skill, so yeah, that boost on his SA2 won't be as effective as it would be if he did have the booster skill. And also, as I was saying earlier, I do prefer like ranged nat units over melee nat units, just because, you know, the further away you are from the enemy, the less likely you are to get hit. And don't get me wrong, SP units are fun and all, but after a while of farming, you do get tired of just playing and you just want to put it on auto. That's why I prefer nat units, especially ranged ones. But yeah, this is just basically strictly a guild quest unit. Me, I really don't have problems with guild, a ranker guild quest, mostly because I do have the 7th anniversary Ichigo at max transcendent, so yeah. But that's range for melee. Can't really think of a team that I use for melee at the top of my head at the moment, but I really don't struggle with that as much either. But he's a character that I have, and the next time it comes around, I might consider using him if I don't have any other better options. Alright, so here are with the last run for this video. Yeah, just a guild quest unit, as I said before. You know, I mean, you really don't need him unless you want him, or Renji is like your favorite character in the Bleach series and you just want him just to have him. But other than that, yeah, not really missing out on much, really. Unless you're struggling with that melee or ranker guild quest, then you do need this unit. I'm hoping we get more units like the 1000-Year Blood War Aizen that came out, last anniversary. That he's still the best nav unit in the game, mostly because we barely get nav units. But yeah, he has the multi-barrier, he has the, I believe he does have the booster and enhancer skill. He is also a ranged unit, and one string of his nat has 2 hits, which is just really, really good. He also has the status ailment, attack boost 80%. So yeah, he inflicts a status ailment, he gets 80% attack. And he also has weakening, which just, you know, weakens the enemies, and weakened enemies take increased damage, and they only deal 1 damage to you, which is really great. We need more units like that, really. I don't know why they don't like making OP nat characters like that. I mean, the only really great nat units that we have are that Aizen. I believe it's the Safely Jushiro. He's a ranged unit with the multi-barrier skill. He also has Drain on his abilities, which makes him really great for autoing. And before that, it was the Fierce Battle Kisuke, I think. He's ranged, and he also has a barrier. He doesn't have the multi-barrier skill, but he's still really good. I use him for farming. Okay, so that was a brief showcase of this Renji, and I forgot to mention it while I was doing the IT runs, but this Okira and Balgo were just there to help me get the extra pots, because I need all the extra pots I can get. They weren't really helping this Renji's damage out in any way, shape, or form. Just a side note, because I always mention it every time I do these videos. But other than that, yeah, a melee nat unit without the booster skill, you know, is just pretty meh in my opinion. But guild quest unit can't go wrong with that if you're someone that needs help with that guild quest. And so yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. And as usual, Until next time.